Okay, good morning everybody. We are in day 3 of coronavirus lockdown. It's Wednesday the 25th of March 2020 and everyone's world has been turned upside down. The implications that this event are going to have probably for the rest of the time are extraordinary. The health implications, the people who are going to suffer, the people who are going to lose loved ones, the economic implications, what the world's going to look like when we finally pop out the other end of all this is just mind-blowing. And if there is a silver lining to it all, I think it's probably that when I speak for myself, it's made me realise that there are things that we should hold dear to our heart and we should care and worry about. And then perhaps there are a lot of things that maybe aren't as important or aren't as scary as we pretend they are. We're now living in a world where, if I speak for myself, my business has pretty much been decimated within the space of 2 weeks. I had 25 clients this time last week. I think next week I'll have none. Of course, there are ways to manage that. There are ways to limit the damage. There are ways to come out the other end and hopefully survive and grow again and prosper. And I'm certainly going to come out the other side like a man possessed because, I think sometimes it's good to feel as though you've been dealt a bad hand. You might get a bit of a chip on your shoulder and that might actually get you up a bit earlier in the morning. That might drive you on to get done what you need to get done. But this is going to be the first video of hopefully a series of videos which I, in all honesty, have wanted to do for years and years. Anyone who knows me quite well, my staff, my family, they'll know that I'm not shy of a story or two. I feel as though I've gained a lot of experience running a business, having a family, just all the normal stuff. But I like trying to help people. I like trying to cheer people up. And I'm thinking that maybe if I put that down in video format, that might end up helping a few people who aren't in my close circle of friends and acquaintances. And the real message for this first video is this. I've put this off for years, probably 5-6 years. It's always been a thing that I'm going to do next year. It's always been a project of mine that everybody tells me I'll be really good at, but really, if I'm honest, the reason I didn't do it is because I was scared. This is a bit of a phobia of mine. In fact, as I say that and I see myself in my phone, it makes me feel a little bit weird, to be honest, and a little bit righteous maybe. And who said I can maybe partake a bit of wisdom? Who am I to think that maybe I can help people? Is that a bit big-headed? Is that a bit kind of is that like a superior complex that I've got? But I've realised during this time that that's all bollocks, to be honest with you. That's all bollocks. At the end of the day, if nobody watches this video and this doesn't become a thing, who cares? Who cares? We have been launched into a world where our new reality is if any of my family get a sore throat, I'm sitting up at night worried that they've got this terrible virus. And then I'm applying their situation to some of the news stories that we're hearing, and it's scary. It's something that, it's unprecedented in these times. So if I've had that as a comparison, then me doing a few videos on my phone that will help me grow, help me develop my skills, help me with my presentation skills, and ultimate goal, help a few people out there, then let's give it a go. Do you know what I mean? If we're all going to be now sitting at home with nothing to do, let's try and start those projects that we've always put off. Let's give that thing a go that every New Year's Eve we promise ourselves we're going to do, but it gets to about March, and to be totally honest with you, I'm going to put it off for X, Y, and Z reasons. Maybe this virus, this clampdown, this unbelievable situation we find ourselves in is going to prove to us that no matter what happens, you can use that to your advantage. I say for years to all my staff, the bad news, when it comes in, whatever that be, whether that be in business, whether that be for your family, whether that be financially, if you dig a little bit deeper and you look at it from a different angle, that bad news is quite often disguised as good news. And if you use it, possibly maybe the energy that it gives you, maybe the fact that that when you get that bad news, it makes you do something else, which then when you look back on in a year or 2 years' time, that bad news actually was the start of something great. And I'm going to try and use this coronavirus lockdown to start a project of mine that I've always wanted to start. And if there's not a lesson in that, then I don't know where the lesson is, because there's a tendency possibly for people to feel a bit sorry for themselves. There's a tendency for people to be sitting on the sofa just watching Netflix all day. And actually you're going to pop out the other side of it and you're just going to feel as though you had a massive kick in the balls. Whereas if I use this time to have something of value when we come out the other side of it, then who am I to say that it wasn't meant to be? Now, as I said, this is my first ever go at this. I'm going to do videos all day, every day. This may not be the first in the series of the final product, but I promise that I'll always keep this video as an idea of where I started. And I hope you all do well, and I hope this is all over before, not too long. And I hope we all pop out the other side of it stronger, a bit happier, a bit kinder. And then maybe it all won't be just for nothing.